Steve on YouTube. Hello. That girl 15 on Periscope Twitter. So cool. Hello, hi. Greetings. Happy Friday. I just need to adjust my horizon here. Actually, I think it's not quite straight, so I'm going to adjust it. Please bear with me. There we go. Once it sets, you can go higher and watch it set again, right? Yeah. I've got enough battery power between the 3 batteries where we'll get to see a little bit of the twilight. We've got some clouds in the sky, which is nice. We're at 205 feet right now. Gonna do a slow pan around the valley here and check out the activity and see what's going on. From up here, it looks like nothing's going on because everything that is going on is really small. So Steve, I was messing around with the Windows, the photo app on Windows, and I saw some of the stuff that you can do on there. That's pretty cool. It's got like some animated titles and various 3D objects that you could throw in. I thought that was pretty neat. It seems like it could make for some really an easy method to throw together a little video, which I like. That can be really cool, especially like if you're trying to realize an idea, being able to quickly do it. It's pretty slick. There's I'm sure you've probably heard of Ken Burns, but there's a Ken Burns style of animation that I really like, which is just you're taking still images and animating them. Either you're zooming in or zooming out or zooming to the left or to the right or whatever. And I spent like an entire day figuring out how to do that in After Effects, only to find out today that the Windows Photos app does it pretty much automatically. But it's always good to be aware of the different tools that are out there. I like acquiring the knowledge so that way I can share it. Because even if it's something I might not use, at least I can share that with other people. So like if someone was like, hey, I'm looking for an application that does X, Y, or Z, and I could be like, oh, well, have you tried this? It's just like if there's people looking to get into the 3D world, I don't know how to use Blender at all, but I know what it can do. So then I can recommend Blender, and then I can connect them to the people that, that are the experts. And in some cases, some tools just fit you as a person better. Like, so you may, you know, Adobe Premiere may be the industry standard for editing video, but you may be able to realize your creative things with the Windows app, or with HitFilm, or with some other free app, or even with Blender. Yeah, Blender. Like, if I was gonna dig into Blender, I would definitely pick the brain of Tom, and without a doubt, the wife. She's like a whiz at Blender. So I think those clouds, yeah, the clouds are moving, looks like from west to east, so you might see them disappear. Let's do a little flying, shall we? I'm gonna go this way. I ordered some ND filters for my drone camera. That should be neato. I'll explain later, Mother. Hi, Mother. It's just easier to say that. I guess I can explain now. It's just easier to say that than it is to explain the actual setup that we've got going on. And since we ain't going anywhere, hopefully that makes sense. Big empty lot here. For the longest time, the lot right across the street, I'm turning real fast, I'm sorry. This lot over here was empty as well, but then they put up a bunch of, I don't know, businesses that no one cares about. I was hoping they would have put like a coffee shop or a really cool restaurant or something. But nothing's been put up in this lot's been pretty vacant for quite a while, and I hope it stays that way, because I'm not necessarily sure I want more businesses. There we go. There's our standard view. I was looking at some of my older photos from flying the drone, and the sun was setting on that, like just behind that mountain range there. Something you don't notice every day is how the sun is in a different location every day. I should probably do something cool, like figure out an exact GPS coordinate and height, or I'm sorry, altitude, to put the drone up every day and take a picture at the exact same time every day, and then compile it into some neato time lapse or something. Yeah, because I think I looked it up, but I didn't commit it to memory. A day where the sun will basically be at the end of this road, this main street you see right here. It'll be like right at the end of it, and I want to get a photo of the sun setting when it's lined up with the road. Yeah, mic test. Yeah, that was a mic test. A bug flew into my mouth. But it's Friday. I don't know, it doesn't really mean a whole lot anymore, but I'm one of the fortunate ones. I'm still working, so I won't be working tomorrow, which is nice. But I will have to venture out into the world, because I need some physical activity. I need to go for a walk, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. And I'm going to, because I know you are all dying to know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but I'm gonna walk to a nearby store to buy some beer. So I'll get some exercise walking to and from the store, but I can then pretend I'm lifting weights on the way home with the packs of beer I get. So Steve, you ordered the Mavic Mini, correct? I think you said that the other day that you ordered one. You'll have to let me know when you get it. And you have to share some videos and photos from it if you happen to take some. Coming Tuesday? Nice, cool. Yeah, I'm really curious about the Mavic Mini. Like, it's caught my eye, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. For those of you wondering, the Mavic Mini is a drone made by the same manufacturer and the same line of drones that mine is. It's a smaller, compact version. It's really light. I think the battery life is like 10 to 15 minutes. Plan to take it on your walks. That'll be cool. You have to definitely make sure you spend some time and read the manual and figure out how to use the different modes, because it has one of the modes on there where you can, like mine, where you can select yourself and just walk and it'll follow you. So so it's supposed to last 18 minutes. That's pretty good. in the DJI software, it has features built into it where you can kind of like stitch together the footage right within your mobile phone. I just really like how small the Mavic Mini folds up to. It's like you can put it in your pocket. But you should also be able to get some really good photos with it too. And I think it's a fairly decent quote unquote starter drone that if you decide you like it and want to upgrade, you know, you can just pick up, and then you can go for the DJI Mavic Pro 2 or the Zoom. I think the Zoom has the ability to actually zoom, whereas the Mavic Pro 2, it has a fixed focal length, but it has a 1-inch, like a Hasselblad camera sensor on it. So it's good for like landscape and stuff. Or so I've read. Yeah, and Mother, yes, we've got some clouds today. Which is really cool because clouds make a big difference in the visuals. I'll test it to within an inch of its life. There, use the hell out of it. You know, and there's if you want to like ping me on Discord later, there's a few different mobile apps that I use prior to when I fly, because sometimes the FAA will issue like a flight advisory, and there'll be like no fly zones that are put up. But this lets you, it's up to date, and it lets you look at your current area and see what's around you, where you can fly and where you can't. So it's like really handy to be aware of what's going on around you before you put the drone up in the air. There may be some areas where you just won't be able to fly because the app will lock you out of it. Like if you are in a national park or whatever, it'll lock you out. Or if you try to fly like into a military installation, sensitive areas like that, you won't be able to fly in, which I'm sure you're not going to do anyway because, well, you're not a dick. And you've seen what I do. I'm in my backyard, I fly it straight up, I fly it around the neighborhood, and then I'm done. Alright, so I'm going to bring the drone down. It's time to change the battery. Here we go. Whee! Why? My hello there. Alright. Go ahead and please enjoy the view of my fence. Look at that. Look at that pattern on there. Okay. Drone is turned off. Battery out. New battery is. Is it working? It's working. There we go. That cloud over there that the sun's kind of hiding behind looks like a mountain. How high Drizella on Mixer? So the Mini has a 12 megapixel and 2.7K HD video. That's pretty good. Especially for the size too. I don't know, that cloud's gonna like completely block out the sun. Why would you do this to me? Well, you know what? All the complaining I've done about not having clouds. Mic check, this is what I get. And I'm okay with it. Plane off in the distance there. It's very tiny. It's one of those tiny planes. And Gisela on Mixer says, I still think west plus slightly northwest is where it's at. You think so? Okay, so this is northwest right here. This is west, slightly northwest. And yeah, I think so too. Sometimes I like it like this, because then we kind of get both mountain ranges in camera. This is pretty much west. Well, no, okay, it's west, slightly northwest. Seven of Nine on Periscope asks, what part of the valley? Mesa. We are in Mesa. And hello. Periscope / Twitter. For those of you just joining for the first time, or just like to hear me repeat it, I'm currently live streaming to a few different platforms. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, and I'm on Mixer. On all but Facebook, you can find me at Adjective Beaver. And the video and audio is on a delay. Not intentionally, I just think that's just the way the technology works. So there's like 20 to 30 seconds between what you're seeing and what's actually happening in real life. Drizella on Mixer says, Southwest seems consistently snooze-worthy this time of the year. So like the sun in the mid-lower left is the framing I was suggesting. Oh, so you're like this? It is slightly windy, but it's not affecting the drone too much. Can my comments be hidden from PT, from others. Not if you're chatting on Facebook. Your comments are not being seen by others on any of the other platforms. Your comments are only on Facebook right now, and same for all the other channels. I don't have a bot set up that relays chat messages between the different services. I have a monitor over off to my side here that has all the chats aggregated into one feed for me to see. That big old cloud is blocking the sunset. Sun appears to be much lower in the sky than in my Northwest Valley location. Oh, okay. Well, I'm also that was from 7 of 9 on Periscope. I'm also the drone is like currently at 189 feet in the air. I don't know if that has something to do with it. So if you're in the Northwest Valley, I'm trying to think of the angle. Yeah, that would. I don't think I've ever been up to the Northwest Valley. Look at all them houses. So I've stopped the drone at this view here. You can see in the far distance 4 peaks. A little bit closer to us, there's a mountain out there with a stripe on it. That is Pass Mountain. And then we've got Superstition there at the end of the road, way back there. Seven of 9 says very soothing view. I agree. Nope, that was Superstition. Camelback is going to be. It's not going to be visible. Although is that it there? Nah. Camelback's going to be over there, like right at the right on the horizon there. You can, if you're on a big enough screen, or if you got the ability to zoom in, you can see the outline of downtown Phoenix. And so going back to your comment, 7 of 9, yeah, a very soothing view indeed. That's kind of why I'm doing this. Like, I know, we being Arizona, we can still go out. The governor did do the whole stay-at-home order thing, but there's certain activities that are allowed. I like to hike. I like to hike a lot. And even though that's allowed, I've heard reports of the trails being crowded or lots of people being there, and some of the parks are doing where they're only allowing like half capacity, and then it ends up being you wait in line, it's 1 in, 1 out type of deal. So I've just decided to stay home, and if I start going like stir crazy, then yeah, for sure I'll get out and go hiking. But in the meantime, I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly my drone and watch the sunset and broadcast it live and share with others. And if for any reason I can't broadcast the sunset, then I'll get up early enough and do the sunrise. Because as I'm sure you are aware, 7 of 9, watching the sunset from ground level can be kind of difficult when you're in the city. A lot of civilization in the way. And so I've live streamed a couple days prior to April, but so far every day in April. The other day we watched, was it Tuesday? We watched the supermoon rise. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Or the day before, Wednesday. It was windy and it rained out. We got to watch some really cool clouds in the sky. And I'm trying to take advantage of the nice weather, because once summer hits, I won't be able to fly the drone. 7 of 9 says, I'm out by Lake Pleasant. Ooh, that's nice. I have been wanting to go out to Lake Pleasant. I've never been there. As long as I've been in Arizona, I've never been there. Counter Chair 378 on Mixer says, hi. Counter Chair, hello. And welcome. Yeah, I want to go check out Lake Pleasant. I'm a season pass holder for the Maricopa County Parks, and that's one I have not been to yet. Counter Chair, Counter Chair asks, what drone do you have? Counter Chair, this is the DJI Mavic Pro 2. I've had it for a few years and used it off and on, mainly to do this. Jeff on Facebook, hello, hi, and good evening. Counter Chair on Mixer says, I have the DJI Spark. What do you think about the Spark? I like it. It's a nice little drone. 7 of 9, do you need an FAA license? You do not. If you want to make money from your drone flights, yes, or from your drone photography, drone videos, and in some cases to fly in certain areas, yes, you need the FAA license. But just to fly a drone, no. However, if you decide that you do want to fly a drone, I highly recommend you look into what the laws are. Basically just do a little research. I mean, it's not like some super duper scary ordeal flying a drone. The drone I have is pretty good at, well, kind of flying itself. It works off of GPS, so it has it pings a few different satellites for location, and it balances itself based on that. There's a lot of areas in Arizona where you can't fly just because there's so many damn airports. However, we're in a nice little pocket here where we got clear airspace around us. And there's a few different mobile apps that you can get, or even apps you can look at on your desktop computer too, that let you see the airspace, so you can see where the no-fly zones are, or where the warning areas are, or where areas you fly and you have to contact like the nearest the the air traffic flight control tower. It's like someone spilled ink in the sky over there. Oh, we've got a question on Facebook. Will it spray liquids at a pre-designated target? I do not have the liquid sprayer attachment for my drone, so mine does not. However, I have seen that there are some drones that people have hooked up things to. I think I saw one that had a flamethrower hooked up to it. Now, I admit, having a flamethrower hooked up to the drone would be pretty awesome. But I don't think I need to do that just yet. Fire and Arizona don't really go together very well. I thought about hooking up like a loudspeaker to this. That would be kind of cool, and I can talk to people. Or even like one of those claws that you get at that you see in the machines at the grocery store that always inevitably drop the thing that you wanted most. Except if I was going to get a claw for my drone, I would make sure that it has like a kung fu grip, like the action figures from the 80s did. So that way it wouldn't let go of the thing I wanted. Because that would be really crappy if I'm like, hey, I'm going to fly the drone down to the local store. Can you attach a bag of chips to the grippy grabby arm thing? And then halfway home it drops it. That would be terrible. It would be sad. Maybe I can get a sling, like a, almost like this will be like my mini Chinook, and I can airlift a pizza to myself. But drones are being used for a lot of different things nowadays, you know, because the camera quality on them is so good, and as you're seeing, I'm broadcasting live from it, you know, so that feed could be pumped into like a news source. It's used to survey areas that you normally couldn't get into with, you know, a human body or a normal size aircraft or even a boat. Drones were used quite a bit in various disaster zones, earthquakes or tsunamis or hurricane areas that were destroyed and they couldn't get into. It's also one of our kids was when he was working for a drone company here in the valley. They used drones to survey the blades on the big ass wind turbines, so they could get the drone up there and they could take a look and see if the blades were cracked or, you know, if they were in decent working order. All right, so I need to bring the drone down. It's time to put the last battery into it. So one more battery, we'll watch the last little bit of sunset and a few minutes of the twilight. There. We meet again. All right. Old battery out. New battery in. The drone is on. The video should resume momentarily. It's doing its initialization thing. And we're ready to go. $160 there we are. The lights of the city are starting to come on. You can see them sparkling in the distance. So while flying the drone doesn't take the place of actually being out hiking and exploring the desert, it's still nice. If you hear that beeping, that was a quail. Got a family of quail that live in this area. They tend to hang out in our yard. Every so often I'll see the quail on the roof staring at me. I think they're plotting. Got a helicopter cruising across the sky there. Oh wait, I'll turn it to the view that Drizella prefers. Actually, this is kind of a nice view because we get a little bit of interesting clouds in the frame. Oh no. The avian creatures have become restless. As the sun sets, I believe my life is in danger. I'm probably fine. The birds are relatively harmless here. They'll just insult you and move on. So we've got a quail expert chiming in from YouTube. Quail expert says, quail will sneak and devour 2 of your toes before you know it. Yeah, you gotta be careful too. Like, doesn't matter if you're wearing shoes and socks. They're like magic. They'll take those toes right out of there. My mother on Facebook says, I'm thinking the spray liquids would be fun. So like a super soaker attached to the drone. That would be kind of neat. I imagine that's doable, other than like, it would have to be perfectly balanced. I had tried hooking my 360 camera up to the drone and I flew it around the yard, but it was very unstable. So you'd have to have a really good mount for that. But I think it could be done with like a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pis are like a chipset that can be used to do various programming things. So I think you could do that with a switch and a Raspberry Pi and some code. You could set up a little super soaker on a drone. Or maybe what I could do is just affix a net to the bottom of it, and the net could hold like water balloons, and I could just bomb from above. That was another mic check. Sorry, that one kind of snuck up on me. All right, so we're looking at about almost 15 after 7. I think I am going to bring the drone down, and that'll be it for the evening. But I will be back tomorrow to catch tomorrow's sunset. Oh, let's see, we got Venus in the sky. I don't know if you can see right there at the top of your screen. We're looking at a Venus. All right, so the drone is coming down. Hi there. Cool, we did it again. We like flew the drone and stuff. All right, so I'm done. I'm gonna go inside and do some things. Goodbye. Now you get to look at me awkwardly while I try to figure out how to shut